One more time. Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Hun. I'm the Dean of Students here at Carver Middle School, and I'm also the advisor for Leading Ladies. Welcome. Today, we're going to walk through how we're going to use our technology during distance learning at Carver Middle School. You'll notice that we have a chat box. Please introduce yourself and let us know which middle school that you attend, which elementary school you attended, and we're going to have some prizes along the way. So we're going to look for some of that interaction in that chat to give away some of our products. So without further ado, we're going to get started. And I want you to know that on behalf of the teachers have been working really, really hard in preparing their spaces for you. Teachers are students as well, and they've been in classes throughout the summer working really hard to make that learning environment as engaging as possible. And we're going to talk about today some of those tools that they started to learn about to make the learning for you as interactive and as fun as possible. So what are we learning today? So here is our lesson for today. We're going to have a digital citizenship. What is digital citizenship? Also, we're going to learn about how to access our classes, add extensions, submit assignments, and check our grades. So in order for us to start, why don't we welcome our principal, Ms. Edwards. I think we're going to have to watch that at a later time because unfortunately it's not loading, but we do have that presentation available for you, and it's going to be in what's called our ebook. So we'll share that with you right now. So our ebook is going to be a resource for you. In our ebook, we have all of our videos loaded that we're sharing today. And as we make enhancements to the ebook, it's going to have the most up-to-date pieces of video and presentations. So that ebook, you're going to be able to access it here by going to that website. Mrs. Edwards' presentation will be loaded in there. Additionally, this presentation is being recorded and will be available at this same link in both Spanish and Creole. So at this time, I'd like to introduce you to some valuable members of our sixth grade team. First up is Mr. Harrington. Mr. Harrington, how are you today?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Great. And Mr. Harrington, I know this year we're starting off a little bit different than normal. Can you give us some words of wisdom in regards to how we're starting off the year now that we're going to be virtual?
Absolutely. So I just want to say good afternoon, Eagles, and welcome to Carver Middle School. I'm extremely excited about this school year, and although we're starting distance learning, I know that's a bit of a challenge for some people. I'm thinking that today's technology boot camp is going to equip you with some tips and tools to help you be successful both on campus and online. So we have a lot of information that we're going to share with you today. And if you have any additional questions, just reach out to us. Dr. Hunt will provide you with information on how you can reach us later on. So, and I think that we're going to have a great school year. So I look forward to meeting each and every one of you as soon as the opportunity presents itself. Thank you.
Mr. Harrington, I appreciate it, and he'll be back soon. At this point, I'd like to say hello to Ms. Barnes, our sixth grade counselor. Hi, Ms. Barnes.
Hi, good afternoon, Eagles.
Awesome. Ms. Barnes is our sixth grade guidance counselor. But students, please keep in mind we also have an ESOL guidance counselor named Ms. Fenor. So if you're an ESOL student, that is going to be your go-to person as well. Ms. Barnes, can you tell us a little bit about that transition? You're a sixth grade counselor and you've been a sixth grade counselor for some time. Sometimes that transition might be a little bit challenging. So what would you tell the students about that difference between elementary versus middle school?
Wow, you're correct, Dr. Hunt. That transition is a little bit cumbersome for students coming in. But remember, first of all, students, your patience. Our staff is here to help you in any way that we can. So what's going to happen is we're going to have people around you. If you lose your schedule, you need some direction, there'll be people there to help you. As far as transitioning from elementary to middle, the most important thing that you're going to find this year is that you're going to be going to 6 different classes. That means you're going to have 6 teachers providing you with 6 syllabus, 6 sets of expectations. And the most important part to being successful as a new sixth grader is staying organized. I encourage each and every one of you to purchase an agenda so that you can put down your information because you're going to get a lot of information. You have 5 minutes to transition from class to class. But again, every staff member on this campus will be here to help you with that transition.
Ms. Barnes, thank you. And something unique about our school is we are what's called a one-to-one. So digital citizenship is really important. And there's a very great quote from Erin Berry, and it says, "Don't say anything online that you wouldn't want plastered on a billboard with your face on it." So when we're talking about our online expectations, we want to make sure that whatever we're saying is true, that it is not hurtful, that it's not illegal, and we have to check ourselves. Is what we're saying necessary to even say? And always be kind to yourself and to others. So let's watch a short video on digital citizenship. Okay, students, we want to talk about SEL with Ms. Barnes. SEL is something a lot of people are talking about. Ms. Barnes, what exactly is SEL?
Yes, that acronym stands for social emotional learning. It's something that you do your entire life. However, now we're going to give you a way to connect the dots so that you understand. It's learning to control and understand your emotions in addition to managing them. If you're in an emotional state and something happens, it may be hard for you to control that situation. What we want you to do is to just relax and take a breath. Now, finding ways to work with others and learning how to relate to others. Now, let's be clear, everyone's different. We're not all the same, but we can always find common ground. It's easy to work through any situation when you find a point that you can work from. Now, this one might be a little bit harder. Always thinking before you act. By doing this, it allows you to stop, take a breath, and calm down. There's always an alternative to dealing with any circumstance, such as contacting an adult, contacting the school counselor, or your administration. While all that, we're still a part of a larger community, and we must learn to coexist and respect one another within our community. We're not all the same. Our differences make us unique. By understanding the importance of this role within your community, it will help to broaden your worldview. Now, the next thing is our digital citizenship. Now, you just viewed a slideshow and a video giving you information on digital citizenship. So remember, posting and sharing is not something that we all want to do, like doing. So remember that if you're posting and sharing something, it cannot be deleted. It's going to always be there. So be careful, be mindful, and understand the power you hold when posting and sharing about yourself and others.
Ms. Barnes, I want to thank you so much. And there's a saying from Spider-Man, with great privilege comes great responsibility. So as we have the privilege of using that technology, we want to make sure that we're responsible. Ms. Barnes, thank you, and we're going to see you shortly.
Yes.
So at this time, I'd like to bring back our assistant principal, Mr. Harrington. Hi, Mr. Harrington.
Hello, everyone.
Mr. Harrington, in terms of what that means, how we apply digital citizenships when we're going in a Google Meet, what should students expect?
So first of all, we want our students to dress for success. So that means we want you to be mentally prepared to come to class and to participate actively and learn in the learning process. We don't want you coming to class with like your pajamas or inappropriate shirts or hoodies or anything like that. We want you to come to class. We want you to come to class dressed in a collared shirt. That means that that helps you get prepared mentally that you're going to actually be going to class. The other thing is that when you're in your Google Meets, we want you to have your microphones muted. Unless your teacher asks you a direct question and wants a response from you, then at that time you will unmute your mic. But for the most part, during the Google Classroom meeting with your teacher, you are going to have to have your mics muted. We provide you with a bell schedule also, so to let you know what time classes start. So being on time is very important. It's essential that you're there on time, that the teachers are not waiting for you, your other classmates are not waiting for you, and that you're on time, because then when you're on time, then you're prepared to go. Always have your cameras on and always be respectful. Even if when someone makes a comment, we don't want you to be disrespectful. We want you to be respectful to all of your classmates. Stay engaged, stay focused, come prepared. If there's an assignment due, if there's some type of reading assignment or expectations that your teachers have, make sure that you have that ready for them so that you can participate in class. Music in the background or any other things in the background, we want you to try to isolate those things so that there's that is not invading the classroom environment and disrupting the class. Raise your hand if you need to talk, and if you're on a chat responsibly. That means to not say anything that's inappropriate, not say anything that would be disrespectful to others, and not say anything that you will later regret later on. So that's the keys to success. I think if you follow those tips that I just provided you with, you will be successful not only online and distance learning, but you'll also be successful on campus. Thank you.
Appreciate you, Mr. Harrington. We're going to bring you back shortly, but thank you for that message. Students, we're going to go into how we use some of our tools. One of the most important things is you're going to have to know how to use your student portal. So we're going to take a little look at how we get to our student portal and what our student portal does.
Hi students and parents. Today we would like to show you how to log into the district portal to access your school programs from home. Connect any of your devices such as a laptop, desktop, or mobile device to the internet using your Chrome or Safari browser. Go to the School District of Palm Beach County website at palmbeachschools.org. Once on the district website shown here, click on the Sign In button on the top right of your screen. Students will type the same username and password that is used at school, and then click on the Login button. You will then see your district portal page that is the same one as the students use at school. There are a lot of different tiles on your screen that you can choose from. This sample screen might look slightly different for each student, depending on what programs they use at their school. Some of the common tiles all students have access to are for Destiny for reading books, Drive, Mail, and Student Text for their electronic textbooks. You can find other programs by selecting one of the tabs at the top, such as My Tiles, Learning Resources, or Other Resources. If you want to search for a specific application, such as Success Maker, iReady, Imagine Learning, iStation, Achieve 3000, or Reading Plus, all you need to do is start typing the name of what you would like to access in the Search Applications box. For example, if the student wants to use Google Classroom right now, they would type in the word Classroom and simply click on that tile to open the application. When the student is done for the day, remember to disconnect from the district portal by clicking where it says Logged In on the top right of the screen, and then select Log Out.
Awesome. So we're going to go to our next part of the presentation, and we're going to look at how we use and navigate Google Classroom. Remember, families, Google Classroom is going to be the key. That's where your students will start each of their classes, and that's where they'll find the Meet code in order to see the live presentation for each teacher.
Hello everyone! Welcome to your Google Classroom student tutorial. My name is Mrs. Lovett. I'm a 7th grade accelerated science teacher at Boca Raton Community Middle School. And I'm just going to walk you through some of the really wonderful features of Google Classroom and make this transition to online school super easy for everybody. The first thing you really need to know is how to get to Google Classroom. There are 2 simple ways for a Palm Beach County student to access Google Classroom. The first is to go through your student portal. Once in your student portal, you should see all of your tiles. If Google Classroom isn't already there, you can do a quick search for Google and the Google Classroom icon should pop up. If you right-click that tile, you can add it to your favorites. The second way to access your Google Classroom page is through your school Gmail account. In the top right of your email page, you'll see the Google Apps menu. Kind of looks like a waffle. You'll click that and scroll down to the Google Classroom icon. There are 2 ways to join a class, either through a teacher invite or by a special class code that your teacher will send you. If you've already been invited to a class by your teacher, you'll go to your Google Classroom main page and just click Join. It automatically adds you to that specific teacher's class. You can also join through a special teacher code, which you may have received from teachers in an email. To join a class this way, you'll click the plus sign on the right side of your classroom main page and click Join a Class. A little message will pop up where you can type in the code. Remember to type your code exactly as your teacher sent it. It's case sensitive and there shouldn't be any spaces in it. Once you've entered the code, click Join. If you get an error message, please make sure you type in the code correctly and try again. Next, let's talk about how to find our way around Google Classroom. We've got a couple of different things I'm going to point out in this section. The first thing is the hamburger menu. Lots of food references here. The classroom stream, the classwork tab, and finally the people tab. I'm going to go into Mrs. Letzelter's 6th grade science by clicking on that class in my Google Classroom main page. Let's start with the hamburger menu on the left-hand side of your screen. There are the 3 horizontal lines. If you click that menu, it'll take you to all of the other classes that you're enrolled in. You'll also see the classes on my menu where I'm the teacher for them, but you'll be able to see your calendar and any settings you want to change for Google Classroom by accessing this particular menu. This page is called the Classroom Stream. You'll be able to see any assignments posted, as well as announcements from your teacher. Your teacher can even have a class discussion held here. On the left side of the screen, you'll see the upcoming events, which might include dates when assignments are due, or if you have a test coming up. Let's take a look at the Classwork tab at the top of the Google Classroom screen. This area will show any assignments you have in this class. The page is super important for accessing the work that you need to complete. There's a place to do your work, check the Classroom Google Calendar for due dates, and the Classroom Drive folder, which you can access assignments through. We'll talk more about completing and submitting assignments later. The last tab is the People tab. In the People tab, you can send an email to your teacher or to any of your classmates by just clicking the little envelope next to their names. Submitting work through Google Classroom is very simple. I'm just going to go and navigate back to my Classwork tab to get to my assignments. You'll notice on the Classwork page that there are different colored icons next to the post that your teachers put up. The darker icon means that this is an assignment you need to complete. The lighter icons are showing material that was posted by the teacher but does not contain an assignment within that particular post. If I click on an assignment in the Classwork page, it will expand so I can see all of the resources posted. Clicking View Assignment will take you to a separate page specifically for that assignment. Here is where you'll turn in your work. You can see all of the resources for this assignment on this page. To submit work, you have a few options as well. The easiest way is to click the link on the right side of the assignment that your teacher posted. Once you've used all the resources and completed the assignment, don't forget to turn it in. You can also upload a product by clicking the Add or Create button above Turn In. You have the option to upload existing documents or to create a new assignment. Again, don't forget to turn your work in. When you hit the Turn In button, it notifies your teacher that you turned in the assignment and that it's now ready for grading. Speaking of grades, yes, you will be graded on your assignments. While we're learning virtually, teachers will be posting 4th quarter grades into SIS just like usual. All right, last thing. If you need any more help or assistance with Google Classroom, please make sure to contact your teacher, use any of the resources from the school district website, or Google it. There are a ton of YouTube videos up that show how to access things in Google Classroom from the student side. Good luck, everyone. Remember to do your best, and that this is new for all of us. Just try to be flexible, willing to learn something new, and have a great 4th quarter. Hello, everyone. Welcome to your Google Classroom.
So we're going to do a giveaway now that I'm not on mute. And what we want you to do, guys, we want you to go into our Google Classroom. And how about we have you guys join Miss Barnes's Google Classroom. So let me bring Miss Barnes back.
All right, guys.
Hey, Miss Barnes.
Hey, I'm ready for you.
Okay, so Miss Barnes, can you give them an instruction? Which classroom should they join?
Okay, here we go. If your last name begins with the letter A through H, you're going to join Google Classroom Eagle One. Again, last name beginning A through H, you're going to join class Eagle One. Now, for those of you whose last name begin with the letter I through Z, you're going to join Eagle Two. For students with the last name beginning with I through Z, you're going to join Eagle Two. Let's do it, Eagles. You can get it.
All right, Eagles. So we're going to leave those directions on the bottom for you guys to join. And then we're going to go check. So Ms. Barnes will check to see, and she's going to randomly pick a student. And your gift for doing this is we have something really nice for you. I'm not even going to tell you. So she's going to pick that out based on what you guys do. So moving on, we're going to go look at how we turn in assignments. So thank you, Ms. Barnes. And for us to turn in the assignment, we have a great series from Google. It's the Google Junior Training Series. They have 70 videos, but they're all really, really short. And they explain how to use everything in Google, everything from Google Classroom, your Google Calendar. And this one is how to use your classroom and turn in assignments. So let's take a look.
Hi, and welcome to the Google Junior Training Series. I'm Melissa Summerford, and I'm with GEG Texas, and I'm here to show you how to turn in assignments in Google Classroom. Step 1, you'll want to click on your upcoming assignments down here to view your assignments that are due. Step 2, you want to select Add or Create to add an assignment. Step 3, you want to add the assignment of your choice. If you look in the directions here, it says create a multiplication math riddle in Google Docs using the factors 8 and 4. So you want to go ahead and add a Google Docs. So select Google Docs. That is going to generate a Google Docs for you to turn in. Step 4, open up your Google Doc. Go ahead and put your information into your Google Doc. When you're ready to turn in, you want to select the gray button that says Turn In, because this is going to transfer your assignment over to your teacher. Then you're going to get in Turn In Work. You'll hit Turn In. Congratulations, you just turned in your assignment. Check out the other videos in the Google Junior Training series. Thanks for watching.
All right, guys, so it's that simple. So you're going to find your assignments in Google Classroom and you're going to turn them in. So if you do your assignment in Google Classroom, but you don't turn it in, you can't get any credit. So it's really important that you follow those steps. So next up, you're going to need to have a resource. So we had a distribution of giving out all of the different workbooks here at the school. We had 4 days where we did that, but you do have your textbooks available online. So let's take a look at how you find your online textbook.
How to access online textbooks. First, the student must please sign in to the district portal. On the student portal, select the tile for Student Texts. This will load a page that provides all available links to assigned books or resources for the student's classes based on their current schedule. Click to launch the selected links for your course resources. Many will be direct access and will not need a username or password. If a username and password is required, a reminder of how to log in and the link to do that will be provided. For some older books, there will be a link to a PDF version of the text. Students must be actively enrolled in an appropriate course, class, to get links. If you don't see one or more of your assigned texts, then please reach out to your instructor for assistance. For more information on distance learning resources, please check out the district's distance learning website located at our palmbeachschools.org website. Thank you.
Awesome, guys. So that's how you access your online textbook. So next up, we're going to go into how to check your grades. Super important. So your teachers will put grades based on what you received in your Google Classroom, but then they're going to get sent out to what we call SIS. So let's take a look to see how we get our grades in SIS.
Since inception and rollout, it has been spot on.
Gateway is really easy to access.
I think it empowers the students.
Welcome to SIS Gateway, your gateway to better communication with the schools and teachers that impact you. It's called SIS Gateway. The SIS stands for Student Information System. Some call it SIS, others call it SIS, but those who've tried it call it awesome.
I think it's going to be a huge shift in the right direction.
It shows your grades right away, so you see what you have in each class and what assignments that you're missing.
I do like the idea that we can be notified when our grades drop below a certain point because my grades are really important to me.
And I think this appeals to all. You don't have to be that techie to get the information. It's readily available at your fingertips.
I do it from my home computer. I have it automatically set up, so I just click a button, it automatically opens.
You can see every bit of information about your child. If you're interested in their class ranking, it's there. If you're interested in whether or not they have met and satisfied certain graduation requirements, it's there.
I know that her community service requirement has been met. I know that her online course requirement has been met. I know that there are EOCs that have been met. Like, that screen tells me all of that.
The SIS Gateway, it helps me monitor my GPA.
I feel like the SIS system has just shifted us totally to that aspect. With the email access, parents are able to email that teacher instantly. We automatically have access to attendance.
I like the fact that I'd be able to add my additional students on, my kids onto one screen, and I wouldn't have to go back and forth and remember different usernames and passwords for each one of them.
I have it linked to my phone where I can get updates or alerts as needed. So it makes it convenient. It's an easy to follow program, and the icons and everything in it is nice and just straightforward.
Seeing the future dates of the assignments help me plan out when assignments are going to be due, so I can better plan out what my work schedule for doing the assignments are going to be.
Because of the SIS Gateway, like, my grades have increased. Last year I wasn't an AB honor roll student, but now this year I am. So it really helps me.
I would just say, parents, this is what you've been praying for and asking for years, and it's here. Take advantage of it and use it to help support your kids.
So again, keep in mind, everyone, that we have 2 grades that post every single week for every single class. And elementary is different from middle school. So you're going to get grades that you need to convert into points. And if you don't, unfortunately, you might get what's called conditional promote, which means you'll have to repeat, say, language arts or math. You might move up for 7th grade, but have to take 2 math courses because you didn't pass that 6th grade math. Or unfortunately, if you didn't pass enough courses, you might repeat the 6th grade again. So you want to make sure that you get into the habit of checking your grades all of the time. Okay, so with that, your teachers, remember I told you, they're doing some really great, awesome things. And they were in several different trainings, and they have this expectation of you, and they're going to need for you to do something to help them. You're going to have to add on some extensions. So your teachers are going to use something called Kami. Kami is awesome. So in a traditional school, your teacher will give you a piece of paper. You'll write on the paper, they collect it back, and then they write on your paper, and they give it back to you, and you put in your binder. Well, we're digital, so you're not going to have the ability to do that. So Kami allows the teachers to give you a digital copy, and then using that platform, you can highlight and write on the digital copy. So you're going to need to add that extension as well as Nod. When you're in a Google Meet, sometimes the teachers might have 20, 30, 40 kids in a room, and it's really hard for them to see who has a question. So the Nod extension allows you to give an interaction, show that you have your hand raised by clicking on an emoji. So you need to add those 2. So let's look to see, how do we add extensions?
This video will guide you step by step
to install and uninstall Google extensions. Google extensions are small software programs that customize the browsing experience. Let's get started. To install an extension from your Google Chrome browser, open the Chrome Web Store, chrome.google.com/web store. From here, you can search for the extension or app of your choice. Once you have found the extension, select Add to Chrome. An icon will now appear to the right of the address bar. To use the extension, click the icon to the right of the address bar. Please note that if you are using a computer through your work or school, your organization might block some extensions. Next, to uninstall an extension from your Google Chrome browser, select the three-dot Chrome menu in the upper right corner of your address bar. Next, select More Tools. Then, Extensions. Locate the extension you would like to remove. Now, select Remove. Select Remove again. The extension is now no longer visible or operable.
Okay, so that's how you add an extension. So what we want to do next is we want to talk about a really great addition, add addition, that you will put on for Pear Deck. So your teachers will add on Pear Deck as they're showing Google Slide. As a student, this allows that experience to be a little bit more fun. So Pear Deck is the one in the middle, and let's look and see, how does Pear Deck work? Let's go back one. So as this loads, and I'm so sorry that it's taking so long to load, just to let you know what Pear Deck does. So usually when you're in your class, and especially online, your teacher will have a Google slide that they're showing you content. And all you can do really is look at the content, and maybe in your notebook, you'll answer questions. Well, Pear Deck allows the teachers to have interactions with you.
Or maybe they
Let's
might
watch.
even share a presentation with you in a Google Meet in a live classroom. So what they're going to do is, this is my teacher view. So they're going to start a lesson, okay? So you won't be able to see any of this happening. Your teacher's just going to do this on their own. Okay, so what's going to happen is, if your teacher wants to share an interactive presentation with you, either they're going to send you a link, or they're going to send you to this website and give you this code. So let's say I've sent you a link, or I've put a link on Google Classroom and you have to go to that link. So let's take a look from your point of view. Now you're going to click this link, or you're going to copy and paste it. And that will add you into the presentation. Now, it's going to come up, it's going to show like this. You don't have to do this, you can just skip it. And basically, it's going to show you what your teacher has on their screen. Okay, so you'll only be able to see this. And then your teacher is going to start the class. So every time your teacher goes through another slide, it's going to change on your side as well. So if we make these into separate windows here. Okay, so this is my teacher side on the left, and this is your side on the right. So every time the teacher goes through a slide, it's going to come up for you a bit differently. So you're going to be able to answer a question to this. So if I make this full screen, this is what your screen's going to look like now, and you have to answer this question. So let's say we're doing story writing. So when you write a story, you need to ask yourself 5 words, which are who, where, what, why, and when. So you can enter that response there. Okay, so now let's go back. So now your teacher is going to be able to see your responses. And they're going to be able to see the responses of everyone else in the class. Okay, so they're going to keep going through the presentation. And they're going to be teaching as you go. So every time down here it says answer question, you can click on it. And then you can answer the question that's been asked. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, so maybe there might be a multiple choice question. So choose which words are wow words. So we know that wow words are really interesting adjectives or verbs or adverbs. So it's going to be this one. Okay, and then again, so your teacher can now see your responses. You won't be able to see your teacher's slide, you're just going to be able to see your own slide. Okay, so we're going to keep going through, and they're going to ask some multiple choice questions. Okay, and then maybe they might ask you to draw something as well. So you can just draw, let's draw a mountain on here. It's my terrible mountain. And you can type some text. Okay, let's add some more text. Okay, you can add lines if you want. Or you can make things different colors. You can even make everything bigger or smaller. And you can highlight things as well if you want. So let's say you're done. And again, your teacher can see any responses that you've done. And they'll just keep going through until they've finished their presentation. So you don't have to do anything. All you have to worry about is this code or the link. If you get the code, for example, I'll show you now. So let's say I start a new lesson here. I'm a teacher. And let's just open a new window for you, the student, as well. Okay, so let's say I send you here to this website. So you're just going to go there. And then you're just asked to enter the code, which is going to be this. Again, you're going to have this information on your Google Classroom. You shouldn't have to ask for it. I'm going to copy and paste. And again, it will open up the presentation like it did before. Okay, there we go. So that's everything for Pear Deck. If you're watching this on YouTube and you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, or you can go to your teacher and ask a question too. So that's everything, and I'll see you in another video.
Okay, awesome. Guys, that was Pear Deck, and a lot of your teachers will be using Pear Deck this year. I know some of you in elementary might have been using Nearpod. They're very similar platforms. And this broadcast, once again, is recorded, so you'll be able to go back and watch it in case you want to become more familiar. But I did want to introduce you to another important member of our 6th grade team. This is Miss Fenora. Hi, Miss Fenora. Hello. We're actually wearing the same shirt today, Miss Fenora.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Ms. Fenora, there are a lot of great resources that are out there for students, so they don't have to only do what the teachers are asking them to do. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the resources that are available from our district?
Yes, I can share with you too. One of them is called Palm Skills Academy. Palm Skills Academy, it's to help you master a subject if you need help, such as math, science, literacy, history. And then you have Khan Academy. And Khan Academy would be the same thing. It'll help you master a subject if you need help with it. It takes time to go through the process with you, go through the skills so you can master it. And when it comes to classes and doing your homework, it'll help you as far as techniques and steps of how to do it. But if you also need additional help, you can always ask your teacher. And since I am an ESOL counselor, I just wanted to go ahead and translate in Creole also. Gen de ressources ou ka utiliser pendant un district qui ka aider pendant wap travail online. Ou gen sa kele Palm Academy, se li menm kap ede ou apren anglais, lap ede ou nan literature, lap ede ou nan histoire, lap ede ou nan science. Non seulement ça, ou gen Khan Academy, li fait même bagay la. Et puis, sou besoin plus aide, sou besoin moun pou ede ou, sou gen quelques questions, mais poser question à professeur, professeur a faire nous connaître, et puis n'a ede ou nan façon nous capable. Okay, thank you.
Miss Barnes, because Miss Barnes, Miss Fenora, thank you so much. Because we have to remember, our teachers are going to give us really great information, and we really do appreciate all that they're going to give us. But there's always so much more, and we also have that support. So you can reach out to Miss Barnes, Miss Fenora, Mr. Harrington, so many people that can help us on our learning journey. So next up, we're going to have a giveaway. So by the way, students, the feedback form is listed here at the bottom of our screen. Every student that completes that feedback form is going to receive a digital badge. So the digital badge is right there in the middle. You'll be able to put that into your signature line to show that you participated in today's program. So make sure you complete that feedback form. Especially for the students that is having connectivity issues, we can go and send that to the staff members to make sure that you have devices and their internet. So with that, where do you turn to? So besides us that you met today, you met Mr. Harrington, your 6th grade AP, you met Ms. Barnes, the 6th grade counselor, myself, your dean of students, and you met Ms. Fenora, your ESOL guidance counselor. You also have Mr. Simmons. He is over all students that have an IEP. So if you're service with accommodations through an IEP, you'll turn to Mr. Simmons. If you are an ELL student, then you're going to have Ms. Garrier as your ESOL coordinator. Also, in our chat, you might have seen Ms. Stewart. Ms. Stewart was in our chat today. She's our magnet coordinator. We have 2 phenomenal programs. One of them is pre-IT. The other one is International Baccalaureate. If you're not in those programs now, it probably isn't too late to reach out to Ms. Stewart, and then she can connect with you. Just email her and let her know that you may have interest in those programs, and she could talk a lot more about those. Also, not on this list, Miss Render. She is over Avid. Avid is a phenomenal other program that we have as well. That's what's called an in-house program. So any of our students in-house, they'd be able to apply to that as well. And last but definitely not least, we have Mr. D. Jones. And he helps us with students that have 504 accommodations, Mr. D. Jones. So you can turn to him for help and support. But on behalf of our team, and I'm going to bring Mr. Harrington back so he can do our closing remarks. Hey, Mr. Harrington.
Hey, guys. Thank you so much for joining in today. I know that we provided you with a lot of information, but I think that a lot of this takes a lot of practice. So as you start getting involved in your classes, you'll see that this is actually going to be easy. It may seem a little intimidating right now, but each day as you practice, you'll get better and better at it. So thank you again for joining in. I know that you guys are going to be very successful. I'm looking forward to meeting each and every one of you. And go Eagles.
And don't forget, guys, that feedback form, we're going to reach out to a couple of you to give you guys those giveaways. So complete that feedback form, and we appreciate you. Enjoy your day. Thank you.